Hello everybody and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today is October 13th, 2020, and today I'm going to be making a general election prediction. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing an election prediction every single week until actual election day. And until then I will be I cannot speak. But basically every single week from now till election day I'll be making election predictions. And so basically that just means that I will be doing a lot more election predictions. So I'll be doing one every single week until election day. And is that all of our safe and alright. So these are all of our safe states, as you can see categorized, not many across the country, which pretty bad for both parties, even though Joe Biden does have over 100 more, which is obviously very good for him. And actually, I'm going to rename these names real quick just because it's annoying me. Oh, that's not how you spell his name. So now we'll just be doing Joe Biden. And Donald Trump. Alrighty. So yeah, basically I'll just be doing an election prediction every single week until the election. And I know I just did one like 1 week ago, but a lot of these states are getting even more Democrat or even more Republican. And that is very few states that are going more Republican. But yeah, let's get right into it. So as for Donald Trump, as you can see, I left a lot of normally safe states. Not likely, which basically means that I think that there will be around over 7 percentage points. Besides Alaska, I think that will be around 6, but I'm still going to categorize it as likely because I think that it will have a likely chance of going to Donald Trump, and there's obviously a pretty good chance that Donald Trump could win it by over 7%. But as I see it right now, I think he's going to win it by 5 or 4%, or 5 or 6 percentage points. And I forgot to categorize Indiana. But so yeah, basically for and Nebraska's first district, not one talked about often, but it is expected to go to Donald Trump by around 13 percentage points. And obviously, you know, the breakoff is below 15, and then lean is below 7, and then for me, tilt is below like 2, 1.5. Every once in a while, I'll do 1, but it just depends. And I just had a major voice crack. But and as for Joe Biden, obviously Oregon, Colorado, Virginia, New Hampshire, Minnesota, and a new addition to the team, I'm going to put Michigan, as Joe Biden is leading by around 8 percentage points, and that lead just continues to rise up and up, and I can only see it going upward. I mean, we're 3 weeks away from the election. That's not very long. I mean, I could categorize the entire Rust Belt as likely, but I just don't see it going likely, as Wisconsin had such a dramatic swing in 2016. Even though polls are a lot more accurate, and just because of that one slip up doesn't mean that this state is going to be wrong for all of history. So, yeah. Alrighty, and now we move into the lean categorizations, which for Donald Trump, I only have 2, and that would be Maine 2nd District and Texas, as he is now winning Texas by around 4.4 percentage points in RCP's average, but in 538's average, he is only leading by 1.2. And what I do if there's that good of a difference, I will usually bash them together and create an average, which is around 2-ish percentage points, a little bit higher than 2. That doesn't mean 3 or 4. That means 2.5, 2.3. But so yeah, Texas and Maine 2nd District I would guarantee as lean for Donald Trump, just because Maine 2nd District, very, very close, I believe, right now in 538. Donald Trump is winning it by 0.3, 0.4. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, Donald Trump is only leading by very little margins in Maine's little 2nd District. And then in Texas, not a very confident state for Donald Trump. But honestly, I do think the Texas governor kind of rigging the election will actually help Donald Trump, which I hate to say. because that should not be happening. And I'm not saying that it's Republicans' fault, it's just that governor, he is something else. Alrighty, then moving on to Democratic lean characterizations, we would have Nevada, Wisconsin. Actually, no, not Wisconsin. I'll save that for later. Pennsylvania and Arizona. Can these states change? Yeah. Everyone besides for Nevada and Pennsylvania, I would say, pretty much wouldn't change, as Biden has a 7-point lead, and on election day, Hillary was only leading by a little over a percentage point, which obviously not good by any means. And people always talk about the swing in Pennsylvania and how Hillary Clinton was basically guaranteed to win it. She was only leading by around 1.3% on election day, I believe. You can go look at our CP yourself, but she was not leading by very much. And it was only around a 2-point swing, which is not bad. But if that same 2-point swing were to happen today, Joe Biden would win, for sure. He would win the entire Rust Belt. I could even see him winning Ohio, North Carolina, and Florida for sure. But, and he would definitely win Arizona, definitely win Nevada, for sure carry Michigan, for sure carry New Hampshire, pretty much the entire Rust Belt, and, yeah. Not a state, but, I see Nebraska's 2nd district going laying down. Don't really see it going to Donald Trump, as Joe Biden has an over 7% lead. But, districts, tend to be a little less accurate in polling. So, I think Joe Biden will win it by maybe around 4 percentage points. In Arizona, I think around 3. Pennsylvania, I think around 4 or 5. Which you may not agree with, but I really don't care. And I could change Michigan to lean, but right now I see it as likely as in Joe Biden has a very likely chance of winning it. Alrighty, and all of these states left will, actually no. I am saving Wisconsin for right now. Wisconsin, I think, will be lean, although I think Joe Biden will only win it by around 3 percentage points. Maybe a little less, 2.3, 2.7, somewhere around there. But as it is right now, I see Wisconsin as a lean, which puts Joe Biden at 290. Alrighty, now these last 5 states. These were very hard to categorize for me, except for maybe 2 of them. But the other 3 were very, very hard to categorize, and I'm just going to do it. So, Joe Biden. I see Florida being a tilt state. He's leading by 4.5 percentage points in the polls. And you may be thinking, the polls were really wrong in 2016 too. Only by 1 percentage point. And on election day, Donald Trump was actually expected to win. Hillary Clinton just thought that she could narrowly pull it out. And she couldn't, because she did not appeal to old voters whatsoever. And Joe Biden has, I believe, a whopping 40% lead. And he only needed to swing around 4% of that vote to win Florida. Obviously, he would be winning it by 6-8%, but a lot of the Latino vote and Puerto Rican vote is actually going for Donald Trump, which I find is a bit of a surprise, even though they're not around there. The Latinos around there are more Democrat. Here, or pretty much just in Florida, the Latinos around there tend to be more Republican. Don't know why. I know here it's I believe it's mostly because of the wall, and they find that discriminating. And over here, I honestly don't know. All I know is that in Florida, the Latino/Puerto Rican vote tends to tilt for Donald Trump. Really don't know why. If somebody knows why, you can tell me in the comments. But all I do know is that they do tend to like Donald Trump a little bit better in Florida. Alrighty, and as for Donald Trump, the first one I'm going to categorize is Iowa. Joe Biden actually has a 1% lead here, but Donald Trump outperformed the polls here by significant margins. He won it by almost double digits, definitely could have won it by double digits, but I could see the polls swinging a lot, and I'll tell you why. Just like in New Hampshire, which is why Donald Trump has a 17% chance of winning there, Just like New Hampshire, it has a pretty low population, which means that it can swing very easily, which is why people are careful in characterizing states like Wisconsin, Nevada, New Hampshire, the districts, and Iowa, and a little bit in Arizona, not too much because the population is rising quickly. But the vote, like, just with, like, say, let's go, say 50,000 people switch from Biden to Trump. I would be pretty certain to think that Donald Trump would then win Iowa if Joe Biden was ahead by, like, say 1%. Definitely could be wrong on that. It could be more like 100,000. But, like, say 50,000 people switch their minds because Donald Trump does some amazing thing, like, I don't know, like, saves their farms or something. I don't know what to talk about in Iowa. But he does something good for their farms. I could definitely see a lot of Biden voters switching to Trump because that is their, career. But so that's why I'm going to characterize Iowa as tilt red. Also tilt red, I am going to characterize Georgia. In RCP and 538, Joe Biden had a lead, and now just in 538, Joe Biden has the lead. And honestly, I don't find that surprising, just because Georgia kind of pushes all polls together, and RCP only does few, and I really don't know why, but a lot of the time they choose the pollster, I forget their name, it starts with a T. It's like Traflar Group or something, and they use Rasmussen, which both heavily favor Donald Trump. And they do use CNN, but CNN doesn't do very many polls. But that could be some of the reason. But I know 538 bashes all polls together. And I know pollsters do typically favor Democrats, but the ones that favor Republicans, like, heavily favor Republicans. Like, right now, Donald Trump's approval is -10. Usually they have him, like, -2. Or Rasmussen sometimes even has him, like, +3, which I would say is a pretty significant swing from the actual thing that's happening. But anyway, so yeah, I do think Georgia will be going red. I actually do see Georgia going blue next election, depending on who the nominee is. And if it's Joe Biden actually running for re-election, or if it's Kamala Harris, I do see it going to the Democratic Party. Alrighty, North Carolina and Ohio. I'm going to say Ohio was definitely the closest one to categorize, in my opinion, because Joe Biden's leading there right now, but by, like, 0.3. Like, it's very close right now. That can definitely swing, like, really easily. You only need 50,000 to 100,000 people to change their minds. And even then, polling isn't super accurate. So, I mean, even if the margin of error was only, like, 2, it would only need 0.4, which is usually expected from a margin of error of, like, 4, which is, I believe, what 538 is. But anyway, North Carolina, I'm going to categorize for Joe Biden. Joe Biden has a pretty strong lead there in 538 polls. I mean, consistently, he's like 2% and above. And in recent polls, 3 were done by an A+ rated pollster. I believe 1 had Joe Biden up by 1. Excuse me, that was a really loud voice crack. But one of them has him up by 1, one of them has him up by 3, and one I believe is 4. All 3 done by the same A+ rated pollster. Which, obviously, if you average that, Joe Biden leads by around 2.5-ish, 2.7-ish%. Which is pretty good, and I don't usually see margin of errors go that bad unless it's Wisconsin, cough cough, 2016, or I believe Michigan had around a 3 to 4% swing. But North Carolina, unless a lot of people actually do vote by mail and in person, like it was rumored, I do see it going to Joe Biden. Alrighty, Ohio. This was a very tough one for me to categorize, but it is very close. But I am going to give it to Donald John Trump, and this would be the first election in like 6 decades that Ohio would be wrong in picking a president, which is why I had such a tough time characterizing that. Because if it were a state like, say, Let's go with Iowa. That goes left, right, or Florida. That goes left, right. Um, I would definitely categorize Ohio as either lean red or tilt red, but I would expect Donald Trump to win it by like 2%. But since Ohio has such a long streak of voting for the president, like the winner, that made me confident that it would go to Biden. But deep down, I knew that that Republicans would turn out for Donald Trump, which is why I am characterizing it as tilt red. Well, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will be making another one of these next week. I'll see if anything changes, and I will see you guys either sometime later this week or next week.